What happened to the Nazi leaders who planned the final solution at the Wannsee Conference? Heinrich Müller, head of the Gestapo, continued to direct the repressive machinery. He disappeared in Berlin at the end of the war, and although his death was declared in May 1945, his body was never found. Reinhard Klopfer, state secretary in the party chancellery, survived the war and was tried for war crimes. He denied any knowledge of the Holocaust, and his case was ultimately dismissed for lack of evidence. He spent the remainder of his life in West Germany until his death in 1987. Friedrich Kritzinger, state secretary in the Reich Chancellery, was arrested by the British in May 1945. He was the only one of the Wannsee attendees to acknowledge the criminal nature of the conference. He was released on health grounds and died in 1947. Otto Hoffmann, head of the SS Race and Settlement Main Office, did appear before the courts. In 1948, he was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment, although he was released early in 1954 and died in 1982. Georg Leibrandt, an official in the Reich Ministry for the occupied Eastern Territories, was detained by the British. He remained in Allied custody until his final release in May 1949. His case was dismissed for lack of evidence, and he died in 1982 in West Germany. Alfred Meyer, permanent deputy to the Reich Minister for the occupied Eastern Territories, was never held to account. He committed suicide in April 1945 in the face of the imminent collapse of the regime. Wilhelm Stuckart, co-author of the Nuremberg Laws, was prosecuted in the so-called Ministry's trial. He served a 3-year sentence and died in a road accident in 1953. Martin Luther, a diplomat in the Foreign Ministry, was imprisoned in 1943 for conspiring against his superior, Joachim von Ribbentrop. Nevertheless, he survived the war, but died of a heart attack in April 1945. Erich Neumann, representative of the 4-year plan, was interned after the war, but released on medical grounds. He was never tried and died in 1951. Rudolf Langhe, SS commander in Latvia, was wounded during the Battle of Poznan amid the Soviet siege of the city and died in February 1945. Josef Bühler, state secretary of the general government, was arrested by the Americans but extradited to Poland after the war. He was executed in 1948. Karl Schöngarth, commander of the security police and the SD in Poland, was tried for the murder of the American pilot Americo Galle and executed in 1946. Roland Freisler, state secretary of the Reich Ministry of Justice, died in 1945 during an Allied bombing raid on Berlin. Adolf Eichmann, the principal logistical organizer of the genocide, managed to flee after the war. Captured in Argentina in 1960, he was tried in Israel and executed in 1962. Finally, Reinhard Heydrich, chairman of the conference, did not survive much longer. He died 5 months after the conference in an attack orchestrated by Czech commandos.